Vaporeon. Now, if you have seen what the people of the internet have said about this particular Pokemon, then you know. If not, allow me to shed some light on the subject. People have said Vaporeon is the most compatible Pokemon to mate with humans, if you know what I mean. Now, those of you who are hearing this for the first time are probably wondering, how in the world did people of the internet come to this conclusion? Well, it all boils down to its biology. Vaporeon's cellular structure is similar to water. This gives it the ability to literally melt into water. Now, because of this, people have said Vaporeon could adapt to any shape and size of its partner's, shall we say, equipment specifications. Also, Vaporeon can learn Acid Armor. This move will allow it to handle anyone who likes it rough. Another thing to note is its ability Water Absorb. This allows Vaporeon to heal from water-type moves. All of these abilities are why Vaporeon is considered the most compatible partner for humans. But why am I discussing this if everyone else has? Well, I happen to have a theory that revolves around this crazy notion. Since Vaporeon can change from a solid state to a liquid state by altering its cellular structure, is it possible for Vaporeon to reconfigure the shape of its body to that of a human? Now, as we all know, Pokemon can evolve into different forms. Some evolutions make sense, like Butterfree. It starts off as Caterpie, then Metapod, and finally Butterfree. It evolves like a real-life butterfly. But then you have evolutions like Dragonites. It starts off as Dratini, a little blue serpent, and it evolves into Dragonair, still a serpent, but then it evolves into Dragonite. Look, Ma, I'm orange, with arms, legs, and wings. Well, that's Pokemon for you. I mean, you got Charizard, who is a literal dragon, but is not a dragon type, but a lowlands executor is, even though it's a palm tree. But getting back to evolutions, you have Pokemon that are quadrupeds, Pokemon that walk on 4 legs that can evolve into bipeds, Pokemon that can walk on 2 legs like us humans. One example is Incineroar. Its first 2 forms, Litten and Torracat, are quadrupeds. Then it evolves into Incineroar, a biped that looks similar to a human. And let's not forget the other human-like Pokemon. You have Tyrogue that can evolve into one of 3 Hitmons. Then there's Gardevoir, Mr. Mime, Lucario, and Cinderace, to name a few. Now I'm going to change the subject here. Don't worry, I'll explain why human-type Pokemon matter in just a bit. But let's take a look at Eevee, Vaporeon's first form. Eevee can evolve into 8 different forms. This makes Eevee capable of adapting smoothly and perfectly into any environment. Since that is the case, it would stand to reason that Vaporeon shares Eevee's adaptability. By changing gears again, the only Pokemon capable of changing their appearance is Ditto and Mew by using the move Transform. But I want to talk about Mew specifically. In the Pokemon games, it is stated that Mew is the ancestor of all Pokemon and shares DNA with every known Pokemon. So that would mean that Vaporeon has a small amount of Mew's DNA and could use the move Transform, but to a lesser degree, and become a bipedal like the human-like Pokemon. But the question still remains, is it possible for Vaporeon to teach itself to transform into a bipedal form? Well, when it comes to Pokemon teaching themselves to do things beyond their physiology, there is only one Pokemon that has ever accomplished such a feat. And that is none other than Team Rocket's very own Meowth.
Yeah, that's right.
Meowth taught himself to walk and talk like a human to impress a Meowth of the opposite gender, because she thought he was poor and she preferred humans. So in conclusion, if Meowth can teach himself to walk like a man and talk like a man, I believe it is possible for Vaporeon to teach itself to transform into that of a bipedal state. Depraved people of the internet, you're welcome.
What have I done?
And if you have any thoughts or opinions on this video, or topics you want me to discuss for future ones, drop a comment. But with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.